Hi guys, this is Fernando doing another video for Modern Survivalists. In this case, continuing with the topic of air. Alright, if you haven't seen those videos before, I suggest doing so. My first one was preparedness, don't take air for granted. I started talking about the topic. I started mentioning examples of cases, incidents in which air was compromised to some degree. Right, that was a pretty neat exercise because kind of brings home the idea that you will not always have a fresh, breathable air available. If you think of many possibility scenarios, not only just terrorist attacks, natural man-made disasters, maybe an earthquake where structures collapse, and you have a huge cloud of smoke and debris and dust in the city. We have, it brings to mind those the footage from 9/11, people running away from that dust cloud as the buildings collapse and just washing their faces with bottled water, so as to clean their faces, their eyes, and it brings to home how it could happen that air is being compromised and you need some form of protection. In one of my previous videos, I also showed that what I believe to be one of the best compromises between not having anything and at least having something, the 3M collapsible respirator, which is this one. It's a good alternative. It's compact enough that you could have, for ladies, you could have these one of these in your purse, for guys in your EDC gear and in an EDC bag of some sort, your everyday carry bag. It's not offering nuclear, biological, chemical protection such as a proper NBC respirator, but it's still a good compromise in between, and it does cover quite a bit of those in-between situations where it's not as extreme as needing NBC protection, but you still want and you still need protection from dust, from smoke, from ashes. In some of my previous videos I mentioned volcanic ashes, all those things. It's going to be much better than nothing at all. But for proper NBC protection, you need something like this. This is the S10 NBC Respirator. This is used by the British Army even today. It was introduced in 1986. It's made by Avon Rubber. This one in particular was made in 2008. See if you get to see that. Yeah, the manufacturing date right there. Right. It is a respirator that offers many of the features that are desired. It uses 40mm canisters, such as the one that you see here, right? 40mm canister. Now you need a proper NBC canister so as to get that kind of protection. And there's quite a bit of them offered, and it's in NATO used still, these canisters, so there's quite a bit of them around. The NBC masks are the S10 NBC respirators are quite affordable. You're not going to be breaking the piggy bank to get one of these, but you're still getting all that protection that you need if you ever have to face an NBC environment. It has a secondary inner mask so as to avoid the fogging of the lenses. In the front, it has a primary speech model so that you can be heard while using the mask, and it has a secondary speech transmitter on the side that is adaptable and can be used along with a special microphone. The mask itself lasts for 20 years. Right, so being made in 2008, you still have quite a bit of protection. As I said before, it is still being used by the United Kingdom Armed Forces, so it is quite modern stuff nonetheless. It's being replaced slowly by the GSR, the General Service Respirator, but for someone that wants this kind of protection, being available in the surplus market, you do get quite a bit for your money. You do get quite a bit of protection combined with fresh canisters. All right, this is the way you should have them. All right, once they're opened, they start losing efficiency. Mask will last for 20 years. These will last for 10 years as long as they are sealed. Right, you have to keep them sealed just like this, as you see. They come in different sizes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's basically what you have. You have to try them so as to make sure. 2 will go along well for large faces. 3 is okay for medium to large faces. 1, I find it to be pretty big. 4, smallest you can get. So you have those different sizes. again, a good mask, a good NBC respirator for understandably reasonable money. You have the tube for drinking, the drinking tube here that comes. It comes with an adapter for your canteen. So you basically put this in with the adapter in the canteen, and you use this valve here. You open it, drink, close it, put it back into place. There are other surplus masks, and I did a bit of research and found out that many of the older respirators being sold, you know, the ex-Soviet Unions, some of the Eastern Europe stuff, in many cases it's just too old to be of use. In many cases they are actually dangerous because the filters themselves get dangerous once they get that old. So this would be a good idea. Well, what other masks could you go for? Well, the Israeli masks, those are pretty good as well. I find these to be, from the surplus market, these are, in my opinion, some of the best masks you could get. Okay, and again, using standard 40 millimeter canisters, the proper ones. So folks, that's basically it. Just showing you a proper NBC respirator, something that you would be needing for nuclear, biological, and chemical threats. If you know the unlikely event of you ever facing something like that, or if you want the best protection you could get for any airborne agents or those kind of things. Yet again, it's not offering you protection from situations where there's no air to begin with. All right, there's a huge fire, like you see the firemen going in with those gas tanks. You need a system that's providing air as well. You need a self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA. That's the kind of thing that you need when there's no air. There's also some chemical weapons that what they end up doing is they take up the space that would be occupied by proper air, so you're still being asphyxiated because of that weapon, right? That some gases, they do that, they just push away the air. In that case, you're really out of luck in spite of having a great respirator, right? So it's not always a perfect solution, but it's one of the best solutions you could go for. Guys, that's basically it. That's basically what this S10 NBC Respirator review is about. See you on our next video. Take care and remember to subscribe. Have a great day.